Welcome back to Football Daily, where today we've put together 10 transfers that make perfect sense. Let's see if any of the clubs take our advice and seal these deals while they can. 10. Kieran Trippier to Man United. The Telegraph recently reported that Kieran Trippier is still harbouring dreams of sealing a move to Man United this summer. That's despite the Englishman enjoying a new lease of life with Atlético Madrid, sealing his first major honours by clinching La Liga last season, while also being named in the division's Team of the Year. The 30-year-old made the cut after registering 6 assists, completing 3.6 tackles and interceptions per match, and leading his side for progressive passes and passes into the penalty area. Over the last 2 seasons, the former Tottenham man has become one of the most important lieutenants in Diego Simeone's battle-hardened unit. And United could certainly do with support in the fullback department. Last term, Aaron Wan-Bissaka was forced to make 54 appearances in all competitions, completing over 4,200 minutes of football. That was a heavy burden for the 23-year-old to bear, and he could also learn a lot from the experience and expertise of Trippier in the final third. Atletico understandably don't want to sell, but if the money is right and Trippier's desire to head home endures, then a suitable conclusion will surely be reached. 9. Nández to Napoli. Among Napoli's squad, it's plain to see they are one midfielder short. Now Tiémoué Bakayoko has returned to his parents' side Chelsea, Fabian Ruiz desperately needs a new partner to help him shield the defence, as neither Eljif Elmas or Diego Dem have done enough to earn the job full time. So Napoli could do a lot worse than to target Cagliari's midfield enforcer Nández. The 25-year-old Uruguayan is constantly in motion, last season completing the 5th most amount of pressures in Serie A. In addition, he makes 2.7 tackles and interceptions per 90 and completes over 2 shots and key passes a game, showing quality at both ends of the pitch. Leeds United are also circling him, but the player's agent has already admitted he likes the idea of his client at the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona. The only sticking point could be Cagliari's price tag, set to be around £30 million. But if Napoli can engineer a few players heading in the other direction, as is common practice in numerous Italian transfers, then this move should hopefully come to life before the summer is out. 8. Jose Gaya to Atlético Madrid. On winning a first Spanish crown since 2014, Atlético Madrid were once again La Liga's best defensive side, with no team conceding less than their 25 goals across the campaign. However, their left-back spot was problematic, leading Simeone to alternate between 3 and 4 in defence. 23-year-old Renan Lodi was the de facto starter, but he experienced a poor season with just 3 goal involvements and could be on his way out this summer. In fact, at times Simeone preferred natural centre-back Mario Hermoso in that role, although the Spaniard hardly proved more effective. The most obvious solution for this issue is Valencia's Jose Gaya. The 23-year-old has already racked up over 250 appearances for Los Che and is coming off his most productive season with 9 goal contributions despite his side finishing 13th. Defensively sound too, averaging 3.6 defensive actions a game throughout his career, Gaya has 2 years left on his deal at the Mestalla. With Valencia's stock so low and Atleti having just won the league, now is the time for them to strike for the Spanish international. 7. Nikola Milenković to Spurs. Tottenham might be closing in on Bologna centre-half Takahiro Tomiyasu, but with Toby Alderweireld set on leaving and doubts remaining over Davinson Sanchez's future, their new director of sport Fabio Paratici still has work to do to ensure his side start the season with a solid defence. Unsurprisingly, Sevilla's Jules Koundé isn't too keen on swapping Champions League football and the Andalusian sun for Spurs. Therefore, an approach for Fiorentina star Nikola Milenković looks more realistic, especially considering the Lily Whites' current malaise. The 23-year-old is a dominant force at the back, completing 3.5 clearances and winning 3 aerial duels per match, also maintaining a decent pass completion rate of 86%. And he even holds an eye for goal too, scoring 3 for La Viola in Serie A last term. Transfermarkt currently values the Serbian international at just £22 million, which seems a very reasonable price for a player of his calibre. Paratici will be all too aware of Milenkovic's talent, and reports out of Italy suggest early contact between Tottenham and Fiorentina has been made. Let's see if Spurs can finally get this one over the line. 6. James Rodríguez to AC Milan. A move recently suggested by us in our 10 transformative transfers, AC Milan have an obvious hole in their midfield now Hakan Çalhanoğlu has opted to play for Inter. And while we would be happy seeing either Isco or Felipe Coutinho take up the vacancy, Everton's James Rodríguez could be the most enticing of the 3. The Colombian superstar showed glimpses of his dazzling best for the Toffees last term, scoring 6 and assisting 4 and offering up 3.7 shot creating actions per 90. But sadly, injury issues meant he only appeared 5 times beyond February, and he was even dropped from Colombia's Copa America squad over fitness concerns. Naturally, we would love to see him stay in the Premier League, but with Carlo Ancelotti jumping at the chance to join a major European side again, you can imagine James following suit. It's no surprise to hear Marca in Spain reporting that the 29-year-old's agent Jorge Mendes has been offering him to the Rossoneri. And though there may be question marks over his durability, the former Madridista clearly still has more to give. And with James' wages a burden on an Everton side reportedly facing financial problems, the Toffees may well bite the bullet while they can still demand a fee. 5. Leo Dubois to Borussia Dortmund. It's probably fair to say that Borussia Dortmund's acquisition of Thomas Meunier on a free from PSG last summer hasn't planned out as they expected. The Belgian international actually split league minutes with Spanish youngster Matteo Murray, who the German side picked up on a free from Barcelona in 2019. Between them, the pair contributed to just 4 goals as Dortmund finished 3rd last season. And while it might seem that Murray is the future in that position, the 21-year-old suffered a ligament injury in May and is not expected to return before 2022, making Meunier the only real option for the foreseeable future. If that's something that Marco Rose wants to avoid, he could do worse than looking at Lyon's Leo Dubois. With most French clubs in trouble financially and Dubois being valued at 10 to 15 million euros by the Football Observatory, the 26-year-old could be the perfect bridge for the next few years. With 6 goal contributions last campaign and 3 defensive actions a game throughout his career, the former Nantes man is adept at both ends of the pitch. Just the kind of player Dortmund need. 4. Roman Yaremchuk to Roma. Someone who could ride the wave of his Euros success by snagging a big move to a dream club is Roman Yaremchuk. The Ukraine forward scored twice for his country as they made the quarter-finals, announcing himself to the world off the back of a fairly prolific season for Belgian outfit Ghent. The 25-year-old scored 20 in the Pro League last season, taking his tally to 47 goals in 121 appearances for the Buffaloes. With interest now flying in from across Italy and England, where West Ham look most keen, a £25 million price tag is starting to be bandied around. And with Odsonne Edouard our suggestion for the Hammers, we think Yaremchuk should head to Roma. The Giallorossi desperately need a new forward, with Edin Dzeko now 35, Henrik Mkhitaryan not much younger at 32, and Borja Mayoral only borrowed from Real Madrid. And at 6'3", the Dynamo Kiev Academy product possesses the physicality and abrasiveness that Mourinho admires in his strikers. 3. Theo Hernández to PSG. Every year, PSG look to establish themselves as favourites for the Champions League, and this summer they're in the process of doing that once more. They've made 3 massive signings already. Italy's Euro 2020 hero Gianluigi Donnarumma, a supremely experienced Sergio Ramos, and the explosive Achraf Hakimi. Mauricio Pochettino has world-class talent in every area of the pitch, but one position that isn't entirely nailed down is left-back. Juan Bernat would usually start but is coming off an ACL injury that ruled him out for the entire campaign, and his replacements Layvin Kurzawa and Mitchell Bakker, who is now a Leverkusen player, made just 3 assists combined in his absence. So who better for PSG to go for than AC Milan's Theo Hernández? The 23-year-old will of course come at a premium, but has contributed 21 goals in his 2 years at the San Siro, and having cost the Rossoneri just 20 million euros, the Frenchman will inevitably turn a huge profit. What's more, playing for PSG would potentially see the uncapped fullback finally earn a spot in the France squad. Money is clearly not a problem for PSG right now. If they can make this move happen, then they should. 2. Daniel James to Leicester City. It's fair to say that Daniel James' second season at Old Trafford wasn't as successful as his first. After joining Man United in 2019, the Welshman made 33 appearances with 9 goal involvements to show for it. The subsequent campaign though saw him feature for less than 1,000 minutes with just 3 goals and a single assist to his name. And with the arrival of Jadon Sancho, he's set to fall further down the pecking order. So the 23-year-old who impressed at Euro 2020 with Wales needs a move to continue his development, and one club surely on the lookout for a winger this summer is Leicester City. The Foxes have narrowly missed out on Champions League qualification for 2 consecutive seasons, with Harvey Barnes' injury last term proving fatal to their chances. And the last campaign saw the right wing spot rotated between Mark Albrighton and Ayoze Perez, whose lack of creativity has led to Vardy's lowest output since 2016-17 with just 15 goals. Brendan Rodgers' side may only be able to get Dan James on loan this summer, but he would still prove a very effective rotation option as the Foxes look to finally break into the top 4. 1. Odsonne Edouard to West Ham. David Moyes leading West Ham to the Europa League last season was seen as a tremendous achievement, and even more so when you consider that they did it without a recognised striker. This is despite spending £45 million on Sebastian Haller 2 years ago just to sell him to Ajax for half the price last winter, as Mikel Antonio was Moyes' favoured man to lead the line in East London, netting 10 times in 2021. The Hammers haven't had a striker score more than 11 goals in the Premier League since Marlon Harewood's tally of 16 strikes in 2005-06, continuing to miss on their centre-forward signings, including Chicharito and Simone Zaza. There is one name available this summer though that Moyes should be eyeing up, and that's Celtic's Odsonne Edouard. The Frenchman has scored 85 since arriving in Glasgow 4 years ago, averaging a goal every game and a half, and had been strongly linked with Leicester before they signed Patson Daka instead. Left out of Celtic's first pre-season squad, it appears the boys are preparing for the 23-year-old's departure, and with a reported valuation of just £15 million, West Ham need to snap him up before someone else does. So those were our 10 transfers that make perfect sense, but do you disagree with any of our shouts? Let us know in the comments below and give us a reason why. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave it a like and of course subscribe to Football Daily if you haven't done so already. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.